This is Into Math for 2nd grade, Module 16, Lesson 3. We are going to start on page 388 to represent regrouping for addition. The I can statement is I can represent and solve 3-digit addition problems with regrouping. Please gather your workbook and a pencil and turn to page 388. We will start under Build Understanding. Marco and Leah are in a builder's club. Marco makes a robot that has 178 parts. Leah makes a robot with 215 parts. How many parts do Marco and Leah use? Represent this problem with a concrete model. Then draw a visual model to match your concrete model. So if you have some cubes at home, you can make a concrete model of this problem. And then you can come back and draw the visual model with me to match your concrete model. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the quick draw for Marco's 178 parts. And so in the number 178, so we can draw 100, and we will draw 7 tens and 8 ones. Great job. Now let's take a look at Leah. Leah uses 215 parts, so we will draw 2 hundreds, 1 10, and 5 ones. Now we will look at part B. How many hundreds, tens, and ones are there? We have taken our visual model, which is here, and they have written out the numbers 178 and 215. So we can use our visual model to add the ones column, add the tens column, and add the hundreds column, just like we've done before. We have the ones column, 8 plus 5. You can count the number here if you'd like, but when you add 8 plus 5, you are going to get the number 13. Now let's take a look at the tens column, which is here. We have 7 plus 1, and when we add 7 plus 1, we get 8. And then next we're going to look at the hundreds column, and we have 1 plus 2, and when we add 1 plus 2, we get 3. So now we're looking at part C. How can you regroup 10 ones as 1 10? Let's take a look at our connective vocabulary. Regroup. Trade 10 ones for 1 10. This means we can take 10 ones and turn it into 1 stick of 10 and put it in the tens column. We can trade 10 tens for 100. This means we can have 10 sticks of 10 and we can put them together to make 100 and put a 1 in the hundreds column. So part C asks again, how can you regroup 10 ones as 1 10? Well, when we go to our picture model up top here, we see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Everything that's in yellow counts to 10. So we can take those 10 and make 1 stick of 10. So that means that we're trading those ones and we're putting a new one here, and they would not be in the ones column anymore because we have moved them over to the tens column as 1 stick of 10. So when we look at part C, it's asking how can you regroup 10 ones as 1 10, and we can answer that I can trade 10 ones for 1 10, just like I did here. And then now that makes 9 tens and 3 ones. And when I do this in part B here, I take this 1 and I'm going to take that 1 and I'm going to put it here in the tens column. And then I will have just 3 left here, and the 10 of that 13 goes here. And now 1 plus 7 plus 1 doesn't make 8, it makes 9. So we have created the answer to this problem, which is 393. So when we look at the question, how many parts do Marco and Leah use? They use 393 parts. Let's take a look at the next page, page 389. The question asks us to find the sum. We have 372 plus 464. We are asked to add the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. First, we are going to add the hundreds, 300 plus 400. You may want to solve this on your own and come back to check your answer. When you add 300 plus 400, you will get 700. Then we're asked to add the tens, 70 plus 60. When you add 70 plus 60, you get 130. And finally, asked to add the ones, 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4 makes 6. Okay, so now we look at what we have. We have 700, 130, and 6. Are we going to need to regroup? Let's take a look. Do you need to regroup? Why or why not? Remember that regrouping, one example is to trade 10 ones for 1 10 or trade 10 tens for 100. Do you see either of these trades? We do. We see that 70 and 60 make 13 tens or 130. So we can answer yes, because there are 13 tens. And what does 13 tens really mean? It means that there's going to be 103 tens. So we can add that to our answer, that it can be 13 tens or 103 tens. Great work. Let's take a look at part C. Write the second add-in. Add to solve, regroup if you need to. Okay, so they have written the first add-in for us, 372. We need to write the second add-in, which is this number right here, 464. So let's go ahead and write that in, 464. Now we need to add to solve and regroup if we need to. So let's take a look at the ones column, 2 plus 4. You may want to pause and try this on your own or follow along with me. 2 plus 4 makes 6. And then we're going to look at the next column. We have 7 plus 6. They put this box here just in case we needed to regroup, but we didn't need to regroup because there was only 6 in the ones column. If we had 10 ones, we could regroup to 110, but we don't. We only have 6. So don't worry about this box. 7 plus 6 makes 13. We have 13 here, just like we did here. 13 groups of 10. We're going to take that 10 group of tens and we're going to regroup that. We're going to move that here to the hundreds column. So we don't have 10 groups of 10, now we have 100. And so we have 3 tens and now 100 over here. This represents our 13 tens. So now we're ready to add the hundreds column. 1 plus 3 plus 4. And when we add 1 plus 3 plus 4, we get the number 8. Great work. We have solved this equation. The answer is 836. Outstanding job. Now let's check for understanding. Members of a club count 157 cardinals and 223 blue jays. How many birds do they count? Make a concrete model or a visual model. Then complete the chart and solve the problem. If you would like to pause and try this on your own, you may do so, or you can follow along with me. First, I'm going to draw the visual model. I have 157, and then I'm going to draw the other number, which is 223. Now I'm ready to solve on the chart. I have 157 here plus 223. I will start with the ones column. 7 plus 3 makes 10. I notice that I have 10, and 10 can make one group of 10. So I will write a 0 here and 110 here. I have taken my 10 ones, and I'm not going to have any ones. I'm going to add a group of 10 here. Now I'm ready to add my tens group. I have 1 plus 5 plus 2. When I add these numbers together, I get the number 8. And then I'm going to add my hundreds column, 1 plus 2. When I add 1 plus 2, I get the number 3. So the total amount of birds is 380 birds. Great work. If you would like to go back and rewatch this video, you may do so, and you can pause any time that you need to.